Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speeder, and today we're going to be watching Toha's Winter Wyvern. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because currently he has an insane win rate. He has a 73.7% win rate over 19 matches, which I think means he's won 13 of them? I don't know the exact number, but crazy win rate. So we're going to be seeing what he does to one on this hero. He tends to go Holy Locket on almost every single game. So let's see how he plays Wyvern, how he makes his hero look so damn good, and why in the world he's ranked 200 as a support player in Europe. On top of that, go sign up to the gameleap website, guys. I'm posting new content over there almost every day, and I'll see you there. All right, so for starting items, he has 2 sentries and a bunch of stats with the blood grenade. This is pretty standard. This hero is universal, so you want to buy a bunch of stats. He has the Dragon Sight facet. Now, I will admit, I did some testing with a friend, and the other facet, the Blue Heart Flow, which gives mana when you heal, is actually pretty good. And considering he's buying Holy Locket, if his allies had a bunch of heroes that need mana, for instance, Tiny, who gets healed a ton by Wyvern because the E is max HP heal per second. So on these tankier heroes, or in a meta where everyone's buying bracers, it's going to heal a lot more and it's going to give a lot more mana. So it can be really good. The only thing is the Dragon Sight makes your laning better because it gives you more damage when you click your Q. So essentially, you know, you kind of have to determine if you need the damage in the lane. Like, I think he almost only takes the damage one, so I would recommend taking it as well. And I think it's mainly just so he can trade in the lane. Now, in the lane, you don't really want to trade too much when your Q is on cooldown. He's sort of doing it here, which I think is okay so that the Hoodwink doesn't bully his Luna. But for the most part, you're trying to apply your Q to both targets. Now, how Wyvern Q works is you can only apply the Arctic Burn a single time, right? So when you hit people, you can only apply the damage over time and the slow once. You cannot keep reapplying it. So the key is to hit both heroes once, as he's done here twice now. So at level 2, he's going to take his heal, and I really prefer this build in a majority of lanes. I think especially if your carry is a hero like Luna, it's really hard to use the Splinter Blast. Like, yeah, you could secure the range creep with it, but for the most part, Luna can already do that with her beam, and so he's actually just healing himself on the side. And you see, this heal is really good. It's only 50 mana, and he goes from 330 HP. Now keep in mind, he has a Tango going 330 HP all the way up to about 600. That is, of course, once again, with a Tango, but still, really impressive. Now, for his next items, I'm honestly a little shocked he didn't buy another set of Tangos. Maybe his mentality is the E is just good enough, but honestly, I would recommend buying another set of Tangos. He buys a Clarity and a Stick with another Sentry, which makes sense. The main thing you should do on this hero is block and unblock the camps. Now, you're not good at fighting the enemy position 4 if they contest you, but you aren't good at trading in general. This hero is super mid-tier. He tries to hit the Centaur. At trading, you basically only trade around your Q cooldown, and then you play to pull. This is best case scenario, and you pop your Clarity while you're pulling. Rinse, repeat, and you're going to be feeling good. Now for skill build, he's going to put another point in his Q, clearly valuing the overall trading in the lane. Putting points in Q gives you more attack range, more burn, more duration, and a lower cooldown. Honestly, I thought that the main way to play this hero is maxing out the W, but let's see what he does. Also, small thing, just to repeat it one more time before we move on. I believe that the main thing he's doing that most people wouldn't do is just he's trading and then just spamming his E. And yeah, it's good, you know, like this E is just really good, really underrated. Especially with these ranged heroes, you're not going to be using Splinter Blast, it's nice. Okay, so at the minute 6, he's going to end up going for the rune, ends up making a lot of moves here. Typically, Wyvern isn't the best at fighting the runes, but I guess with the heal, you're reasonably effective. Also, if you just take points in W, it's a really strong slow in the early game. Like, it's a really good slow, so yeah, this hero's not bad, but he was considering healing his Tiny, didn't need it. Kind of just auto attacks down the Hoodwink here, nothing crazy. After that, he's going to run back top. Keep in mind, he bought boots as his first item, then upgraded his wand. This hero absolutely needs boots. You have terrible movement speed. Like, you're super slow. And yeah, they're going to make a move onto the Centaur. The Luna has Eclipse. He actually levels up to level 4 here. And one of the buffs to Wyvern recently is you can use the W on your own allies and your own creeps. And that's really nice here, right? As he's able to drop it on the creep wave, hit the Centaur, Tiny comes over, throws out another W, hits the Hoodwink with it, and that sets up for the Tiny killing. Oh, are they getting the Wisdom? Oh no. Oh lord, this game is so over already. I mean, to be fair, this game ends up being semi-close, but wow, what a start. So it does look like for his skill build, he just valued the Q for the lane. Like, you don't have that much mana, so I think going 1-1-1 is probably too much mana, but as the game progresses, it does make sense to max your W. It is the better ability in the early game, for sure, and in the mid game. Oh my god, he didn't pick up the haste. So yeah, the second point, really good. Doubles the damage from 80 to 160. So for his next item, he's going to pick up Mana Boots, which is super standard. Mana Boots, Raindrops, Clarities. That's going to be the name of the game as they make another move onto Lina. Drops the Arctic Worm, gets the kill. And he even takes Arcane Ring, which I don't think this is what you want. Typically, you're going to have mana problems on this hero. I mean, you have 4 active abilities, and one of them is a 6-second cooldown. I mean, Splinter Blast is actually an absurd ability in the early game. It does a ton of damage if you just get to sit in the back and spam it due to its cooldown. So I guess I understand, you know, he's taking Arcane Ring, probably with the mindset that, I mean, this W, I mean, he's going to spam it. Nice, cancels the Clarity. He bought a Bracer, so, you know, I kind of like the idea of having Raindrops here. I feel that this hero really benefits from the mana regen and is a little squishy as he skills the E. Okay, so I really thought that the skill build for sure would be Max Splinter Blast, just so you could fight the best in the early game, but oh, this looks like a curse opportunity. Probably on the Hoodwink, yeah. Can drop the ult, so you can deal damage during your ulti, so he could have W'd a little bit faster there. Drops on the Treant, slows up the Morph. Is that a kill? Wow, they burst him. He's owning it. This early game is perfect. Could heal up the... Okay, probably going to heal the Tusk here. If they stun him on Lina, you should heal. Nice Drinking Buddies to get away. W up in 2. Maybe heal his Tiny here. Hasn't needed it. This team is stomping so hard that he hasn't had to heal. But I want to show you guys. So in terms of using the heal, you want to use it when people get stunned. Like, if there's any way you should know to heal or not, like if you're struggling, it's just if someone gets stunned. That is the best time to do it. Lina stun, it could be Overgrowth. I mean, that's not a stun, but you get the point. A Disable. It could be Overgrowth. Just any sort of like time to disable is going to be good. It's much worse against slows because slows tend to last a lot longer. But against short duration stuns or medium duration stuns, that is the best time to heal. For his next 2 items, he does pick up the Bracers. Following the trend of the meta, gonna go for a smoke play here, is maxing the E, so I assume he's gonna buy Holy Locket next. Because if you're gonna max the E like this in the early game, then you really want the Holy Locket to double down on this playstyle. Like, I'd expect him to buy a Blood Grenade, Sentries, and the Diadem. Right, so much gold. Why isn't he buying the Holy Locket component? Kind of weird. Fight breaks out, drops the W. Okay, this curse was a bit weird. I would recommend... So, in general, guys, when using curse, if your team is initiating, be patient. If your team is not around and you're initiating, you can lead with it. So in this case, I'm not a huge fan of this curse. I get it. The Morphling probably will kill the Treant. No, okay, he didn't even kill the Treant. So I'm not a huge fan of that one because it buys time for the enemy to kind of come over. And now he doesn't have it to counter initiate. Like right here, it looks like a good opportunity in a moment from now to maybe help his team get out. For instance, he could curse the Morphling here if needed. They'll probably just... Okay, it's not even needed. He could like curse here, you know, to try to help get the Pango out. Oh, the heal! It might keep him up. Woo! Okay, cutting out the outside. Yeah, so he choked a little bit. I'm sure he probably felt that way in the team fight. W back up onto the creep wave, hits 2, should heal the Tusk. Okay, a little slow, but I mean, I don't blame him. It was kind of a split-second decision. That was a tough one. I probably would have missed it as well. Another W. You can just spamming these Ws from the backline. Which is why I kind of would prefer just max W. I mean, I get why he's buying Holy Locket and he's maxing the E, like, it's fine, but I don't know. I feel like in these team fights, he's used like 3 or 4 Ws at this point. I mean, right, that is the value of Wyvern. You buy these Bracers, you sit in the back, you're tanky, you can't really die, and you just spam your W. Bro has 2k gold, buy your item. All right, guys. One thing I will say, support players are so bad at buying items. Like, core players, they min-max this shit for their farming efficiency. I don't know why, but I watch a lot of supports and they're just terrible at buying items. Maybe it's because they're thinking about warding and checking the enemy inventory to deward and like all this shit, but I don't know. Like, yeah, maybe they're just busy doing a lot of stuff, but at the same time, he should have bought the Holy Locket component. Like, the stat item is really good. It is very, very useful. Okay, Tiny blinks in, kills off the Lina. He didn't have to do anything there. Holy Locket up. So yeah, level 10, you're going to skill the Cold Embrace heal. Of course, you know, you're maxing your E. It's 15-second cooldown with the Holy Locket. I mean, this ability, especially in this meta, guys, it makes sense to me why this Wyvern hero is good. Because it's percentage heal in a meta where you're going to see Bracer, 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 2.5k HP. Okay, it's not good with the Luna yet. But you get the point. Like, there's like 83 Bracers. Maybe not in your bracket. Maybe people don't know the meta. But there's like 30 Bracers per game. Sometimes I'm not kidding. There's actually like 15 Bracers per game in high MMR in some games. Like, it's pretty goofy. This probably should heal up his Tusk here. I guess they'll pop Mech. Okay, he's gonna heal him anyway. For his next item, I would expect maybe Aether Lens, Blink, Glimmer, anything that allows him to position, because at this point in the game, I'm just thinking about staying alive. So I would want to have that Glimmer Cape, want to have Blink Dagger, Aether Lens, any of these 3 items. They're just the best positioning items. Something like Solar Crest makes sense too, just to be tanky and apply it to the Luna so she can siege. Especially with Drinking Buddies, that attack speed is really good. He's going to push in the wave. Next up, you're going to max your W, at least I would assume. I could actually see max Q, because it does percentage-based damage, and at this point of the game, once again, there's probably a bunch of bracers. Okay, I mean, to be fair, Treant doesn't really buy them. Hoodwink has 1, but she's not tanky. It's not the best game to max Q. It's good against Centaur, so maybe it's a max W game for that reason. You also could buy a Shard, just because it lowers the cooldown of Cold Embrace by 4 seconds, and that's good. I mean, obviously, if you're going Holy Locket, so the Tormentor is also a good option here. You could tell your team, guys, I want my Shard. Take the Tormentor. And something to note too is if you buy your Shard, wow, look at this heal. This is where the heal looks crazy. But yeah, as I was saying, so if you max the W and you take your Shard, it makes it when your Cold Embrace ends, it shoots out a Splinter Blast. So if you get your Shard, which I think is a good idea, and you have max W, max E, you can one-shot creep waves. So it's really good for farming and scaling as well. But yeah, look at the heal on the Pango. I mean, this is crazy. He's at what, 500 HP? 500? The 1300 and 850 heal. Probably more like 800, considering Pango obviously has built-in regen. He has like a lot of regen items, so maybe it's more like 750 in that case. But I mean, crazy. On such a low cooldown too. Okay, fight breaks out. Oh, scouted by Treant. This is a little weird. You really want to play the outside. You should not get caught in an overgrowth. You don't want to get caught by a Centaur Blink. I don't like his positioning here. Okay, I mean, to be fair, he doesn't know Treant's here. Okay, he's stepping up a little far, but that's fine. They could take Roche, yep. Okay, he's tanking Roche because he can heal himself. Makes sense. Alright, let's see this fight break out here. So, place down a sentry. Yeah, this is why I don't love positioning like this. I don't know if he's going to die because of it, but I like putting the sentry duty, or at least team fight sentry duty, on my position 4. Like, this guy has 40 billion health. You should probably let the Tusk place these sentries, you know? I would be telling my guy, hey, can you do this? Because you don't want to be next to Tusk. I mean, this is not good positioning. I definitely am not a fan of what's going on here. He's going to get caught by the bushwhack. Great heal that actually might keep him alive. No. Yeah, definitely a positioning mistake. So in teamfights, guys, if there's some Invis hero like Bounty or Ricky or Treant, try to put the onus on your 4, because you don't want to get caught like that. Obviously, the teamfight kind of goes really poorly. It's because both the supports got hit by a Centaur stun. So kind of worst case scenario. And be very aware of that. Like, be patient. You need to trust your team to do things. I'm not saying he's not. I don't really know exactly what he's thinking. I'm saying for you guys. All right, so we're going to see things turn around here. He finds a really good curse in a moment. And maybe it's a bit... Okay, so his positioning, once again, I mean, it's a smoke, so he's caught off guard. But really try to be careful, guys. It's a snowball. I mean, this is just a good curse. Finds 2. And the main thing is Centaur is not the best target. It's okay here because the Morphling does so much damage. I mean, half health on Centaur. That's pretty good. But the big thing here is just setting up for follow-up stuns, as the Tiny can chain stun off of it, toss combo, and they blow up the Centaur. Morphling nearly gets caught as well. Hoodwink completely out of position. Terrible positioning from the Hoodwink, frankly, in this fight. And yeah, they win it. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And that's when Wyvern can just straight up 1v9 if you find these good angles. Probably should heal the Pango here. Yep, heal up the Pango. Pops the Holy Locket on him as well. Probably gave him about 1,000 HP, 1,200 HP there. Oh, and he got a Shard. I think it was from the Torm, because I don't believe he bought it. All right, puts the sentry on the high ground. Luna sieging. Just kind of being patient, as he should. You should never find yourself... Like, even this, I don't like. I know I'm nitpicking, but like, if the enemy is not going to fight without Morphling, let's be real, he's probably fine. But it's just like a small thing that I really try to criticize when I'm coaching support players. You want to be hyper aware of your positioning. Just don't get caught. If you want to gain MMRs to support, you need to have flawless positioning and trust your team to take the contact, to take the initiation. You know, you cannot get jumped. The worst thing you can do is get jumped, and it's really high impact if you're never getting gone on a support. You will win games just through that idea. Just by never getting caught in a 2-man stun, 3-man stun. If you get solo stunned, it's not that bad, because your team can probably help you at that point, you know? As long as you're not in the front line. Okay. Making a move. He's got a blink, so maybe he can ward the hill and blink out. But like, yeah. They scout the ward. Ugh. So risky to do what he's doing here. This guy's a Chad. He definitely has a different mindset than I do. And you know, there's different ways to play Dota. Maybe he just thinks he's not going to get jumped. Maybe he thinks he can counter it. I don't know. Okay, big roach fight coming out here. They're going to smoke. Let's watch the spell casting. Oh, bump into a tree and it pops the dust. He's got to try to heal himself. Now gets caught. Insta buyback. I love that TP. Okay, I don't know why you wouldn't TP on the tier 1 actually. Is this faster? Is TP to outpost gate faster? Maybe. And to be fair, was it a single stun on him there? So like, that's kind of what I'm talking about, where at least if you're not on top of your teammates, it's okay. It's not optimal, like you still don't really want to be getting jumped when you're a safe hero, but at least when they're blowing him up like this, it's not like he's getting jumped with someone else and they're both getting 2-man stun. He's at least separated from his team, and it kind of allows his team to counter-initiate it. It's as simple as that. So even if you do get jumped, just make sure it's not with someone else. Really watch your feet. You know, just be careful with the 2-man stuns. You know? So, alright, that's gonna be all for today's video. This guy, I'm really impressive. I love the skill build. I love his item build. I love his gameplay. The early game really showing up to the runes, getting a lot of value out of the W. If I had one critique from him, it would just be slight positioning changes. Not that his positioning was terrible. In a lot of the early game fights, he found great angles, some wonderful curses this game that just immediately ended the fights. We saw the bot rune fight, ancient fight, he solo carried these fights. And that's what Wyvern can do. This hero, it's not a great laner, but its mid game, if you get off to a good start, is one of the best in the game. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.